Hey, sports fans, welcome on in. It's the Down and Dirty with Scott Mitchell. So glad you could join us today on St. Patrick's Day. I hope you're feeling lucky because we're going to do our brackets today. We're going to do our brackets. We're going to talk about all the lucky, wonderful things that happen in sports, some of our most iconic Irish-ish sports teams, some of their crazy trivia. And then there's just crazy things going on in the world of sports all around, people saying dumb things that we're going to talk about. So we like that. So anyways, it'll be a lot of fun today. And I think Martin might have a few questions, which I have tons of answers for. Okay, so let's get started here. We're going to do something really fun. This is going to be fun. You can certainly join along. In fact, we encourage you to join along on the program. Martin, how you doing today? You doing all right? Yeah, you're doing so good. I can't even hear your microphone. You can't hear your microphone is off.
Sometimes it happens to me. Okay, I don't know. You're gonna tell me that probably 200 million times on this show. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, Scott. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you having me
Yes.
to start the show. And
Yes.
yeah, we got something fun we're gonna do here to start the show. It's gonna be fun to see who's smarter than the other one, right?
Yes. Who's smarter than the average bear? Hey, boo boo. Hey, Martin. Let's go get a picnic basket. All right, we're gonna start our we have our brackets today. So this is what we're gonna start to show off. We're gonna actually have and by the way, we'll have a link in the show, and we encourage everyone out there who wants to join in on our bracket challenge. Okay, so of course this is all sponsored by Kalshi, and we'll have a lot of fun with this. We'll see who's smart, who's dumb, who's miserable. I love picking brackets. I love being parts of big groups. So come and join us. We'll give you all the information. There'll be a link at some time, some way, somewhere in this show. Don't ask me how all that stuff happens. I just do what I'm told. Okay. Well, actually, I don't really do what I'm told, but I've been told that this is what we're going to do. So we're going to do it. So we're actually going to pick our brackets online on our show right now. Okay. So let's start. Where can we start? Let's start. We're going to do the East region first. Okay. So the East region is, so you got your thing up, Martin, because you can't lie to me.
No,
you have to actually click these things.
I'm looking at the bracket I chose.
All right. We'll just start at the top. Duke, Siena. Who you got?
Duke.
All right. I got Duke too. Ohio State, TCU.
Zach is going against me on this one. I'm taking TCU.
Ooh. You're going TCU. I'm going Ohio State.
Okay, so you were split right there.
St. John's, Northern Iowa.
I got St. John's. St. John's a better team.
Oh man, fine. We'll do the same thing. Kansas, CA Baptist.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go crazy here. I'm taking. As much as I want to back up an old former WAC team because I went to Utah Tech, I cannot. I'm gonna back up Kansas in this one. I'll take the smart team.
Okay, I'm going with Kansas. Okay. Louisville, South Florida.
Louisville, South Florida. This is where my first upset comes. South Florida is a bigger team, a little bit against Louisville. I actually believe that this will come down to the wire. This will be one of the close games to start. I got South Florida. What an upset!
You talked about this yesterday. It was like you were feeling the vibe, and I'm almost like I want to pick with you, just because but I'm not. I'm gonna go with Louisville. Oh, I shouldn't do this. Now I'm second guessing myself. I hate this stuff. North Dakota State, Michigan State.
I'm going to take Michigan State. They're a better team.
Yeah. Tom Izzo, he gets a little salt. You know, I like Tom Izzo. I like to watch him play. Okay, UCLA, UCF.
As much as I want to believe in UCF, they had a late run in their second half of the season. UCLA is the better team. They had an even better second half run, and I'm going to take the Bruins.
Wow. Okay, you're going with the Bruins. So far, I'm going with the Bruins as well. I think I picked the top seed in every single game so far. No spoilers, no upsets. and so far. So last one, UConn, Furman. Who you got?
I'm going to say UConn. That's not even a hard one.
Oh man. Okay, who do we have next on our bracket? Pop it up here. So far we're doing good. Or do we need to go through the whole thing?
That's up to you. We're
you want to go through the whole. You want to go through the whole thing in the? Yeah, let's just go through the. We'll go through the East region. We'll go all the way through the whole bracket. Okay, so now the second round, Duke, Ohio State.
Yeah, we're going off yours. So, well, I chose Duke no matter what. I think they'll get to the Sweet 16.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we're going off mine. Second round, St. John's, Kansas.
I'm gonna take Kansas. Darren Peterson, when he's on his game, is a lot better than any of players in the country. St. John's defense is just not the same as it was last season.
Wow, I thought you didn't pay attention to this. I thought you just picked by. It's like you sounded like an expert. I'm gonna go with St. John's.
All right,
there's my first upset. All right, Louisville, Michigan State. Oh,
I picked South Florida, so I'm gonna go with my South Florida. No, it's okay. I'm gonna go with my South Florida pick, and I'm gonna pick them to upset Michigan State.
Okay, I'm going Michigan State. UCLA, UConn. Ooh. I assume we're on the same one here.
I want to go UCLA, and I really do with the Bruins, but I'm going with Bob Hurley and Dan Hurley. Sorry, I'm going with Dan Hurley and the crazy Huskies here. UConn will just be on a run to the Sweet 16.
Ooh. Okay. Now, the Sweet 16. Who you got in the very top of the bracket there? Because I don't want to upset or offend you. So I had Duke playing St. John's. Who do you have winning that game?
I have Duke moving on to the Elite Eight. I don't think there's another team until they get to the Elite Eight that can actually match them player by player.
Ooh. All right. I picked Duke as well. All right. Michigan State, UConn.
I'm choosing UConn. That's who I think is the team that could sizably match up versus Duke and give it a real contest in the Elite Eight.
Okay. So you're saying in the Elite Eight, we have Duke, UConn.
Yes. Out of all of these matchups, Duke, UConn meet.
And who wins that game?
I got Duke winning that game. The Boozer twins are so good. Yeah. Cam is obviously the better twin, but you know what? These two are really good players. I got Duke being the better team.
Okay, there you have it. We have slight variations, but we both ended up with the same result at the end of the day. So we have Duke coming out of the East. All right, next region. What do we have? We have the West region. Okay, so let's go West. Where is my West? Sorry, I have to fill the bracket out online, so I got to pay attention. All right, Arizona versus Long Island.
I got Arizona.
Oh man, come on, go for the upset. I got Arizona too. Right, sorry. Villanova, Utah State.
I'm gonna stick with being in this area of the country. I'm gonna pick Utah State. I'm gonna stick with them.
This is the part that's hard. Okay. And it's hard because you have sentimentality, right? You're like, we broadcast our show from Utah, where we live in Utah. Utah State is one of two teams from Utah in the play or in the Sweet 16, or not the Sweet 16, the March Madness, all this fun stuff. Okay. And so we want to pick them, right? But I can't do it. I'm going against them. But it tugs at your heartstrings. So oh well, they're not going to. Okay, so Wisconsin versus High Point.
I'm gonna go with Wisconsin.
You wanted to go High Point though, didn't you?
I wanted to try to convince myself, but I don't have it.
Where is High Point, by the way?
I think that's on the East Coast.
It's east of the Mississippi.
I'll look it up here in a minute.
Oh, hey, Arkansas, Hawaii.
I got Arkansas. I think they're the better team.
Yeah, that's a long. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so BYU versus Texas North Carolina State University.
You know what? I'm not a big BYU fan, but I don't see anybody beating the Cougars. AJ Dybonsa will go off for like 35 in his first March Madness game.
BYU scary because they were probably easily a shoo-in. They had some really devastating injuries. Don't have a lot of depth. AJ Dybonsa has been the monster, it's one of those things where you have a really good player, you can kind of win. I'm I'm not convinced of BYU. It's not because I'm a Utah guy. I'm just not convinced how good they are. I think they'll win the first round.
Yeah.
Gonzaga, Kennesaw State.
I got Gonzaga in this one. I'm not gonna waste too much of a breath on that one. But as you were speaking, I found High Point, and I was on the right side of the country, but I was thinking more like, Massachusetts or up there. No, they're in
North Carolina.
Yeah,
did I say North Carolina? Yeah.
Some place called High Point, and it's in the middle.
Well, there's
of the state.
I know where High Point is. I didn't know that was actually. Yeah. Okay. There you go. I think it's where they make furniture. They used to. I don't know if they do anymore. Like North Carolina, you wanted furniture, good furniture. You go to. I believe High Point was one of the places. All right, Miami, Missouri.
Give me Miami.
Oh, are you? A lot of people really like Miami this year. Purdue and Queens. Where's Queens? I'm kidding. It's in Florida.
That's a lot of North Carolina teams, by the way.
Yeah.
High Point, North Carolina, Duke,
Tobacco Road, man. That's where basketball is.
State, a lot of teams are from that side. I got Purdue.
Carolina. Yeah.
As much as I love that there's a team called Queens, they're not making it out of the round of 64.
All right. Round of 32, your first game, it's the top of the bracket.
Yeah, I got Arizona versus Utah State on my bracket. I'm going to stick with Arizona. They're the most consistent team in the country in my eyes.
Wisconsin, Arkansas.
Wisconsin, Arkansas will be the best game of the entire tournament in my eyes.
Look at you.
I'm going to go with Arkansas. I'm from Illinois. We don't like Wisconsin, so I got to root against Wisconsin. So, yeah, I'm gonna take Arkansas on this one. Go Razorbacks.
I'm gonna go Wisconsin just to because I think it's just a tough game, but just to be different. So there you have it. BYU Gonzaga.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one too. Again, AJ Dybonsa will probably go off for 30, but I don't think they have enough depth, as you say, to hold up. And Gonzaga to me is a entire lineup of depth. I'm going to take Gonzaga here in the experience. They're a lot better team matchup wise versus BYU.
I concur. I have Gonzaga. And all Michigan, Purdue. That's a good. I'm sorry, Miami, Purdue.
Miami, Purdue is going to be a fun game. I agree with you on that one. This is where I got another upset. This is where I got a little bit of a run here. 7 seeds aren't really Cinderella runs in my eyes. That's just teams that are slight difference amongst the top 4. But I got Miami upsetting Purdue. I just don't think Purdue is the same team like a couple years back.
All right, there you have it. Now we've got the Sweet 16, Arizona, Wisconsin, Arkansas.
Yeah, I got Arizona, Arkansas on my side. I'm going to take Arizona in this one. Again, most consistent team in my eyes.
Gonzaga, Miami.
This is going to go to Gonzaga. Just again, the better team. And Miami is a fun team, but I'll take Gonzaga. I want to see Arizona versus Gonzaga.
Okay, I'm right there with you. Okay, so now we have Arizona, Gonzaga. Who wins that game?
I'm going to take Arizona. I keep harping on it. Just to me, the top 2 teams in this entire bracket, Scott, are Arizona and Duke. I completely believe they're the 2 best teams, and that's why I'm going to stay consistent with Arizona.
All right, there you have it. That would be that's the South region. Is that what that one is? That's the West
region.
region. Yeah, yep. West region. All right. We have Arizona coming out of the West, Duke coming out of the East. Very different routes to get there, but we both agree. So far, it's the same thing. All right. What do we have now? We got the South region. All right. Let's go to the South. We have in the South, we have Florida at PVLEH.
Yeah, one of those teams is Lehigh.
Oh, it's one of those teams. Lehigh and
I'm pulling that game up right here. It's on the bottom part.
Prairie View.
Prairie View.
Prairie View, Lehigh.
Yeah, it's not.
Where's Lehigh, by the way?
Lehigh, that I know is on the east side of the country too. Prairie View, I know it's in Texas.
Texas. I think Lehigh is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think so too. Regardless, one of those two teams will have a fun day saying they played against Florida, but I have Florida moving on.
That's the most that we've talked about Prairie View and Lehigh on our show. And that's it. It's like, yeah, you're going to get the trash kicked out of you. That was, I feel bad about that. Okay. Clemson and Iowa.
I'm going to go with Clemson here. Again, I have a little soft heart for some former WAC players, and one of them is on the Clemson team. So I hope he has a fun tournament run. But I'm going to take Clemson on this one.
All right. I'm slight upset. I'm going with Iowa. Yeah, Vanderbilt, McNeese.
I want to choose McNeese State here for the upset. I think this little spectrum between Vanderbilt, McNeese, Nebraska, and Troy is an upset area. But I'm taking Vanderbilt. They're the better team. I would love to see McNeese go on another run, but I don't think they will.
I'm going to go with McNeese. I'm going for the upset here.
Ooh,
I think there have to be a few upsets, and I think this is one of those places. Nebraska, Troy.
I want to pick Troy here, but I want to root for Nebraska here. I want to see if they actually can pull off their very first March Madness tournament win ever in program history. I want to see if they do it. I can't choose them over Troy for that reason.
I'm going to kind of go down a rabbit hole for a minute with Nebraska. So I picked Nebraska, but I just, for some reason, they're the Cornhuskers, right? And what is a Cornhusker? Is it just a farmer? Is there some special thing that you do? Like, we're husking corn. That's to me, why? I don't know. I'm curious how they came up with the name Cornhuskers. We'll look it up. We'll do some research on it. Never really thought that much about it, but it just seems like they should be the farmers. They're the Nebraska farmers. Cornhuskers. I don't know. It just seems interesting. So, North Carolina, VCU.
North Carolina.
Where's VCU?
VCU, that is on the East Coast for sure. I think that's Virginia.
In Virginia.
Yeah. So that's Virginia. Just looked it up.
It was a trick question.
I know. I'm going to play along. I'm going to have some fun. Apparently, a Cornhusker is just someone who takes a husk off of corn. That's it. That's just farming.
I mean, you'd say, is it really a farmer though?
That's what farmers do. They husk all off all that skin off the corn. So that's kind of farming.
But do they really? Do they go, I'll grow the corn, but I'm going to get some low-level employee to go do my corn husking for me. I'm going to source out the corn husking to, some teenager. So it's the Nebraska part-time workers, who make $35 an hour now, by the way, making more than the farmer husking the corn. All right. So you North Carolina, VCU, you picked North Carolina, right?
Yeah, I picked North Carolina.
All right. Illinois, Penn.
Illinois.
St. Mary's, Texas A&M.
I want to. I really, really do. And I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with St. Mary's.
Okay, fine. It's not we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Houston, Idaho.
I have Houston. Good to the people of Idaho who grow potatoes and make sure that this country stays very starchy, but I'm taking the Houston Cougars. They're too good.
All right, Florida, Iowa, Clemson winner.
In my bracket is Florida versus Clemson. I have Florida.
Okay. We've got. Did you pick? You picked Vanderbilt, right?
Yep, I picked Vanderbilt, Nebraska. We both picked them. I'm taking Nebraska. We're gonna have Nebraska.
I picked McNeese, but I'll go with
that's
Nebraska.
Right.
McNeese. So yeah, because I'm gonna pick the part-time workers over McNeese. Whatever McNeese is, I don't know what their mascot is. North Carolina, Illinois.
Illinois gets revenge finally for the 05
Ooh.
NCAA tournament loss that I watched as a kid. It was painful to watch. I wanted Illinois to win. We get revenge finally. Illinois wins.
Yeah, there's a lot of people think VCU might be a tough game for North Carolina too.
They will.
St. Mary's against Houston.
Houston is, to me, the best team that came out of the Big 12 this year. I'm sticking with them.
Houston, we have a problem. All right, Florida, Nebraska.
I have Florida in that one. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. Yeah, I got Florida in that region.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go with Florida too. Illinois, Houston.
Yeah, the Illinois train keeps rolling. We find a way to beat Houston. Illinois going
from Illinois.
There's no rule against biasy in this one, man. This is all pure bias. You got to stick with the team you love.
No, I like that about you, Martin. You're loyal to your fans. You're passionate about your team, so I appreciate it. All right, so we got Florida, Illinois. I had Houston, Florida. Who you got?
Illinois. I'm going Illinois, man. They're going to beat Duke. I told you got to ride a team all the way. I'm going with Illinois final line.
Wow. My final answer. All right. I have, coming out of the South, Houston is going to upset Florida. That's my pick. All right. Last region is the Midwest.
Number 1 seed is Michigan. Won't play around with that one. Michigan will come out of that one.
Okay. Georgia, St. Louis.
I got I was about to say it, but you know what? I'll go fun here. I'm gonna pick St. Louis, and
I'm feeling it. That's one of my vibe teams right there.
You know what? They've been so good in the Atlantic 10. I agree with it.
Yeah. Texas Tech, Akron.
You know what? Because Miami, Ohio will lose somewhere. Akron will get revenge and will take down Texas Tech.
Oh, big upset there.
I got an upset. Yep.
All right. I got Texas Tech, Alabama, Hofstra.
Hofstra is a
Alabama, by the way, had one of their players. It's questionable whether he'll be in the tournament or not. So that's some intel.
Yeah. You know what? We'll have fun here. We're gonna go with 13 seed Hofstra. Why not?
I didn't mean to I'm gonna go Alabama first round, but Tennessee, Mohami, Ohio, or SMU.
Yeah, so they're gonna meet Miami, Ohio. I think they're the better team in that situation. But regardless, trying to find the spot here. My bracket go. Regardless, I'm gonna take Tennessee. Sorry, I answered that long. I forgot the team.
Okay, no worries. Kentucky, or no, Virginia, Wright State.
I'll take Virginia.
Where's Wright State?
Wright State, I think, is also in like northern or South Carolina area.
Yeah, something feels like somewhere Midwest.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Kentucky, Santa Clara.
I'm not good.
Santa Clara's.
You know, I got another one. I got another one here. I think they could pull it off. I got Santa Clara.
Kentucky is kind of they're, I don't know.
They've been up and down all season.
They've been up and down.
They've been up and down.
That's it. That's a good pick for you. I'm gonna go Kentucky, but I think it's a good pick. Iowa State, Tennessee State.
Iowa State, baby.
Iowa State, baby.
All the way with the states.
All right, Michigan, St. Louis.
I want the St. Louis. I want them to go on a run here, but I'm not going to. Michigan's a better team.
Is St. Louis? Are they the Pelicans?
No, I forget the name of it. But it's a weird. It's almost like a gremlin, but not a gremlin.
That's
the best way I could put it.
Almost a gremlin. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Texas Tech, Alabama, or Akron. I think you had an upset there.
I had Akron and Hofstra. Yeah, so I had this 12 and 13 seed. I think that'd be the first time ever in NCAA history that ever happened. Yep. And I'm gonna ride with a hot hand. I'm gonna ride with Hofstra. I think they can actually make it to the round Sweet 16.
I have Texas Tech over Alabama. Tennessee, Virginia is what I had. I believe you had the same thing.
I got Tennessee, Iowa State, but the goal of it is that I got Michigan and Iowa State in the Elite Eight.
Okay, so the Tennessee game, who do you have? Tennessee?
Yeah, I got Tennessee.
Over Virginia.
Over Virginia, yep.
Or did you have Wright State?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have Tennessee.
Yes.
And then you have Iowa State over Kentucky.
Yes.
Okay, so Michigan, whomever you have, which I think is a crazy number, but you have Michigan going, I assume?
Yeah, I have Michigan over Hofstra.
And I have Iowa State. So who do you have in the final? So Michigan, Iowa State. Who do you have?
I'm gonna take Michigan. I don't know why, but I think 3 of the 4 top seed teams will make it to the Final Four.
Okay. I kind of agree. So the Final Four, on one side of the bracket, we have Duke, Houston, and on the other side, we have or that's what I have. And then on the other side, I have Arizona and Michigan. Who you got in the finals?
You know what? I told you, you got to pick a team. You got to ride them all the way. You got to commit. So I'm committing to Illinois winning over Duke. They're going to pull off the upset of the century.
Ooh. So you have Michigan over Duke?
I have Michigan over Arizona. Yeah, I have a Midwest.
Michigan over Arizona. Ooh.
Yep, I have a Midwest national championship. And like I said, I watched it in 2005. Okay.
So you have Michigan over Arizona.
Yes.
That's one team in the Final Four. And then Duke over whomever else.
No, I have Illinois over Duke.
So you have Michigan and Illinois playing in the national championship.
Yes.
Okay. There you have it. I have Duke over Houston, who I picked, and I have Michigan over Arizona. So Duke, Michigan in the finals. Okay. Tiebreaker. What's the total number of points?
How many points will be scored in a total game? I'm going to say 120.
All right. I said 144.
Ooh. Now, that would be a fun high-scoring game. I like that. I'm going to go,
It's in the 70s. 2 teams scoring somewhere in the 70s. Or close to that. What, 170? Yeah, I'll go 144. That was the number I came up with. All right, there you have it. And then who you have winning the national championship? Illinois?
I do have Illinois. Yes.
All right. I have submitted my bracket.
Okay.
I've done it. All right. There you have it. Duke. Okay, we're going to take a break. We come back. We've got some crazy stuff. Of course, NFL news. Jerry Jones said something unbelievably intelligent. Like, you will not believe how intelligent. Like, this is the most intelligent thing I've ever heard from anyone in sports, in life, in everything. And it came out of the mouth of Jerry Jones. We'll hear that when the Down and Dirty returns.
The Pete Souza Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. You want to talk NFL draft? I don't know. How about we get you Todd McShay? You want to talk Big 12? We can get you the commissioner. Somebody about the Cowboys? How about we have on the owner, Stephen Jones? Pop culture? Michelle Beadle. I mean, we will bring on the people that you want to hear from. And these people don't join us because of me. They join us because of you. You got to watch this show, okay? It's got everything you need. Sports, hijinks, laughs. Did I mention hijinks? We'll see you on the Pete Souza Show. Now, we are under the 365 Sports umbrella. Check it out. I'm wearing a Tulane shirt. No idea why.
It's the Pete Souza Show. Sports.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated with style and durability. You can trust Tervis tumblers to keep your drinks the perfect temperature, hot or cold, for hours. From the classic insulated tumblers to sleek stainless steel water bottles, each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Sports don't stop, and neither do we. Welcome to 365 Sports, your home for real conversations, original shows, and coverage that lives where sports actually happen. Join David Smoke, Craig Smoke, and myself, Paul Catalina, for in-depth interviews and local stories to the moments national media misses. 365 Sports brings you the voices, debates, and perspectives fans care about every single day. Subscribe now on YouTube, search 365 Sports, and never miss a moment because sports aren't seasonal. They're 365.
Hey, welcome back to the Down and Dirty. Scott Mitchell here. So glad you could join us today, as every day. Please like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we'll have a good time. So we're having a good time today. March Madness starts today. It's the last. What is it? The last four in, the last two, the last four, whatever deal they've added to it. A lot of people are debating that it should be more teams, and more teams. And when do we ever stop? I don't know that it's such a bad thing. The one thing I always find kind of crazy about the whole idea of March Madness, that most of it actually happens in April. It's like I don't know. I swear it's later than it used to be. I love the whole NCAA basketball tournament. It's just awesome. It's amazing. Of course, they have the NIT and they have these other events. Now, the NIT, that used to kind of be a big deal. And then this took over and kind of became the deal. And it's like the teams in the NIT are like, yeah, I don't know how excited most of them are. It's been a long season and they just want to get it over. But some team kind of rises from the ashes and becomes the National Invitational Tournament champion of the United States of America. And we don't care. I mean, really. But I love what we just did. So we picked our brackets. It's really fun to do. And of course, I'm already second guessing myself, which is what we love. So you know what I'll do? I'll probably make another bracket. That's what we do. And I hope you do as well. Now, the question was posed to me about some NFL players and kind of who is the one that's going to revive their career. And here's, because this is the trend, right? This is the trend that's happening in the NFL, the redemption story, the player that was kind of picked to be the, amazing and do all this stuff. And of course that player, was horrible, terrible. And then they go to a new situation and you go, man, this guy was actually pretty good. I would like to go through the NFL history. And I would like to look at all of the teams and the players and the situations that people were in. And I think one of the ones that's kind of the hardest is quarterback. And I know it's like, oh, okay, fine, you're a quarterback, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. And you're biased towards quarterbacks. But, there's not, I don't want to say like, I don't want to say there's a lot of skill, like the system you're in. If you are someone like a linebacker who is in the wrong defense, you are kind of a rush end, or where a team plays three down linemen and five linebackers, but one of those linebackers is a hybrid guy who typically is a rush end. So you're pretty much rushing four guys, maybe 5-man rushes, whatever. So it's you can kind of be out of sorts, or there's players that like you think of like a Kevin Green type of player, James Harrison type of player, who they were kind of anomalies. And of course, and they got in the right defenses, and they had these brilliant careers. But for the most part, quarterback is so dependent on getting with the right coach and the right system. It really fits kind of your skill set. And it's hard to determine that, like how do you succeed? And really there's some systems and coaches that just are not good. And there's systems and coaches and teams that are consistently not good. And I always go back to the Steve Young situation where he was, he was in the USFL, and he wasn't the only guy in the USFL. I mean, Jim Kelly went there. Bobby Hebert played and did very well in the USFL and had a pretty strong career in the NFL. But Steve Young ends up in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's not going to be good for Steve Young. And he's come out and he said, look, I think I could have done well in Tampa Bay. And it's like, man, no, and absolutely no. And he was able to go into the right situation with the 49ers. And he's very talented, Hall of Famer, all that stuff. But would he have been? I look at Terry Bradshaw, and I look at Terry Bradshaw in the other in the world today. Okay, so like today's free agency, I don't know that the Pittsburgh Steelers have the same kind of patience with Terry Bradshaw, because Terry Bradshaw early on in his career was not very good, and he even said, look, I didn't fit in with Chuck Noll. He wasn't my kind of coach. He wasn't my kind of situation. However, they kind of worked through a lot of things. Now, having really good players certainly helped. Having a great defense certainly helped, and it worked out. But, maybe Terry Bradshaw is that example of a player who there was just a lot of patience brought to him. But now it's not that way. Like, man, you're either I mean, it's really one of those, we just get rid of guys too quick. So that's changing. And there are players that have kind of bucked the trend, and it's been a significant trend bucker. But it's and so the question is who of this new class, who's happening right now that you go, okay, I can see that this guy is gonna, he's gonna get in a really good situation. And I'm not sure, like I remember Geno Smith going to the Seahawks, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. But Geno Smith was pretty decent when he was with the Jets. So there was certainly something there. And so I think it's hard to pick, because I wouldn't have seen Geno Smith do well. And then I thought, well, Geno Smith will come back in with the Raiders, and that will actually work well with him, but it really didn't. And so now he's going to the Jets, and you're like, no, like the Jets is like a graveyard. But he's been there with the Jets before, and maybe he's a ghost now. Maybe there's just I don't know what's going on. The ghost, the whole demon thing with the Jets. But I feel like Geno Smith is going to do well with the Jets. I don't know. I know that's kind of a crazy pick. It's a crazy idea. But it's certainly one of those things where there's, and we've gone through this before, but I don't know. Now you take Kyler Murray, and I think of all of the situations, like if I was a free agent and I was a guy, the first place I'd want to go is Minnesota. Like it'd be the second place, third place. You've got a coach that just has an appearance of being very quarterback friendly, and you're like, I like that kind of party. So I think that, But I'm not crazy about Kyler Murray in that situation. And really, it's kind of one of these things where you're Minnesota, okay? And you go, we're not really high on J.J. McCarthy. We're not really essentially high on this year, right? It's kind of one of those years where we go, if we just luck into something, great. J.J. McCarthy really matures, becomes the guy, fantastic. If not, then we have Kyler Murray, and we don't know with him either. He's on a 1-year deal, by the way. It's not like, oh yeah, man, let's go sign this guy to a long-term contract. It's like we are sitting on our hands. We're waiting to see what you can do. Because I'm not convinced of Kyler Murray at all. Like I'm just like, and then of course you have Tua, and it's funny because it's like there's kind of chinks in the armor of these players. They're not that, oh yeah, that guy, that's a guy kind of thing. I think Daniel Jones was a more complete quarterback than Kyler Murray or Tua going to Indianapolis. And I think he got in just, and I almost feel that way about Geno Smith. I'm not convinced of Kyler Murray's skill set. I'm not convinced of Tua's skill set. It's all, it's like if they went to a really, really ideal, I don't know, because you could argue that Minnesota is that ideal place for Tua. And then the guy who may just be the one who got in the catbird seat is Justin Fields. He goes because we don't know what Patrick Mahomes is going to be, but we do know that Andy Reid, the whole thing in Minnesota is a really good thing. So Justin Fields might be in the best situation. Patrick Mahomes could get injured. Is he really healthy? We'll see. Okay. We have some breaking news. And that is Jaylen Waddle has been traded from Miami to Denver. Oh, the Miami Dolphins are going to get the Broncos 2026 first-round draft pick and a third-round pick and a swap fourth-round picks in 2026. So they get the first and the third for Jaylen Waddle, and they swap fourth-round picks this year, actually. That's interesting. And here, it's like, well, clearly Denver goes, we need more playmakers and we need more people to really help Bo Nix. You got to be excited about that with the Broncos. The Broncos feel like they can win now, like they're built to win now. And it's just a couple of little tweaks and pieces that could get them over the edge. And this very well could be that, kind of spark plug, because they need that offensively. And that's a huge get, I believe, for the Broncos and for Bo Nix and for Sean Payton. And, if you're a guy like that, here's the thing. It's like, you just these good coaches, they just seem to go find and get good players, and good players want to go play for them. You just kind of get that feeling. The NFL paid out more than $500 million in player performance pay this year. And I'm just like, holy cow, right? And so there's it's a thing. It's like it's a performance based. So there's incentives. There's also performance based payouts, right? So for example, Nashawn Wright, cornerback who was with the Bears, Jets, I believe he's with who did he sign with? I think it was the Eagles now. Anyways, he in performance. So basically, it's a percentage of the plays that you play. So if you play like 80% of the plays or whatever percent, anyways, he was top earner. He made $1.4 million. Now, that was actually doubling his it was more than doubling his actual salary. 25 players in the NFL this year received over $1 million in this performance-based pay. So it's one of those things where I think it's a good thing, because you have a player who goes, well, you're on a team and maybe you're just a backup on the team, and all of a sudden you end up playing most of the season and you're stuck in this like low tier contract. And the NFL said, and there's a pool, right? And it works outside of the salary cap, but it's just one of those things that says, if you're going to play and you're going to be a starter, or you're playing a significant amount of the game, then you should be paid accordingly, which I think is nice. And it's almost one of those, it's like, it's almost I'm just trying to think of how somebody can actually subvert the salary cap. You go, look, we're going to start you, but we're going to pay you less. We got this little fund, this little slush fund, this little, it's just sitting out there. And look, well, you're going to be our guy. And so we're going to pay you X, but you're also going to get Y. So you're going to get Z. And those are the ABCs of how we're kind of circumventing the cap. Now, if a guy is dumb enough to do this, then they go, oh yeah, sure. But I'm sure it's for people who are on a minimum salary or very low salary who end up being a starter. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Now, incentives are different. Incentives are kind of they're like milestones, right? You make the Pro Bowl, you go to the Super Bowl kind of thing. And Mike Evans earned a $3 million bonus this year for his 11th consecutive 1,000-yard season. $3 million. Sam Darnold, of course, earned $500,000 in the playoffs. And so, and Keenan Allen earned $1.5 million for catches, yards, and a playoff berth. Anyway, so kind of a nice incentive that all came out. That all came out today as well. Now, I wanted to get to this because this has to be now I said in the disclaimer, like this was the smartest thing I've ever heard come out of the mouth of an individual. And I said it very jokingly. Here's what Jerry Jones had to say about his defense. Had we played a lick of defense last year, had we played a lick of defense last year, we would have had ourselves, I think, a real playoff run. That's my Jerry imitation. And I'm like, huh? What? So it's your defense's fault. It's not your, like, you trade away Micah Parsons, who might be one of the top 3 edge rushers in the NFL. You trade away a really good defender, and you trade him away. And had he stayed healthy, the Green Bay Packers would have made a nice little playoff run there. They probably, sorry, Martin, they probably would have beat your Bears. Anyways, this has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, just keep your guys. Like can't you look at talent and just go, you know what, that guy's talented. I think we need to keep him. Like it's just, and you're just like, oh, I just, heaven help me. Like, and I used to coach high school football. One of the most meaningful experiences of my life. My whole, as a football player, as an athlete, you grow up and it's all about you. So you're in high school and it's like, how can I be a better player? And you're not trying. I mean, you help out your teammates as much as you can, but the focus is really on your performance. Like, I got to do my job. And then you go to college, same thing. The pros, the same thing. So it's an incredible experience. It's like so much fun to be a player. Like, it's the coolest thing in the world to be an NFL football. It's the coolest thing in the world, even on the bad days. Well, when I started coaching high school football, I'm like, this is cool. Like, this is amazing. This is so satisfying, because now it's not about you. It's about all these other people. And it's about how to get these other people to do it right and have enough of them to do it right, where you go, okay, we're going to win. And when they do, man, it's so satisfying. So satisfying to be a coach and have your teams perform well. So it's just amazing. However, they're young 25-year-old or 25, 14 to 17, maybe 18 years old. Their brains are not developed. And someone told me this, like they told me that, you got to have some patience with this. And it really helped me out, because I saw some really dumb things. And I realized it was just boys being boys. And I think they honestly were not aware of or didn't realize what they were doing. Now, I think Jerry Jones kind of fits that mold, where his whole intent, and once I understood this about Jerry Jones, because I watched his documentary, and once I watched it, I was like, oh, he doesn't want to win. He doesn't care if he wins. Like, because he has probably the most valuable sports franchise in the entire world. And it actually makes it more, all he's trying to do is, I'm going to do all these crazy, outrageous things that create drama so that I'm always talked about. Like me. Here I'm sitting in a studio in Utah talking about Jerry Jones and his idiotic comment. And he's loving it. He's loving it. And so sometimes sports isn't about sports. It isn't about winning. It's just about entertaining folks. And that's what Jerry Jones is doing. All right, we're going to take a break. We come back. Oh, Fernando Mendoza, is he the number one pick in the draft? And is he a legendary long-term Super Bowl, or is in 3 or 4 years, is he going to be kind of moving on to his next gig because it didn't work out with the Raiders? I'll give you that answer and so much more when the Down and Dirty returns.
Hey, it's Matt Mosley of The Matt Mosley Show. We want you to watch our show every day, 1 to 3 on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. And you get to see big name guests like Gary Patterson, Art Briles, Scott Drew, Doug McNamee, major Cowboys insiders, ESPN legends like Sal Palantonio. When news breaks on Cowboys or Baylor or NFL, we want you to look here first. 1 to 3 weekdays. It's the Matt Mosley Show.
For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us on our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
Hey, it's Zach Gelb. We're talking NFL and college football. Plus, we have some of the biggest interviews in sports media. You got to check out the Zach Gelb Show right here on 365 Sports, weekdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 to 3 p.m. Central. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/@Zach Gelb Show.
Hey, sports fans, welcome back. Down and Dirty. Scott Mitchell. So glad you could be a part of our show today, every day. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm kidding. It's not Thanksgiving, but we should be thankful every day. So you should always say Happy Thanksgiving. I think the holiday, is it even a holiday? Anyway, it's a day we celebrate I don't even know what we celebrate. I think it's an excuse for people to eat cabbage, corned beef, corned beef and cabbage and other things. And I don't know, we get lucky. So, or we have luck. However you interpret getting lucky or having luck, that's what we do today. And we have to wear green, otherwise people will pinch us. And this was such a stressful thing for me growing up as a kid, because like, man, how like the clothes that you wear, how much of your clothing attire is green? Like now when I played for the Miami Dolphins, we had aqua, which was a form of green. And so I had greenish clothes that I could wear. But for the most part, my wardrobe is not very green. This is, I believe, the only green shirt that I own. Regardless, happy St. Patrick's Day and happy Thanksgiving wherever you are, and I hope we're all thankful. Okay, Fernando Mendoza. Of course, Mel Kiper thinks he's the number one pick in the draft and thinks he's a franchise guy. This is a tough one for me. Like, this is really a tough one for me because, and I don't want to get into, was not very highly recruited, and he was kind of bounced around. He went to Cal, and then all of a sudden he shows up at Indiana, and boom, he blossoms and wins a national championship. And you're like, man, he really put it on his team. He really was he was a catalyst for what happened with Indiana. However, being a catalyst, Tim Tebow was a catalyst for Florida, was, a great college player, Heisman Trophy winner, all the same types of things. And the panache or the game, the gutsy, play hard, we're never going to lose another game. And it worked. But it, there's certain things that have to transfer in order for, you can be an unheralded guy. You can be someone who's a 3rd round draft pick, a 6th round draft pick. You can be a 1st round draft pick and be a very good quarterback in the NFL, but there's just things that have to be there and have to happen. And when I look at Fernando Mendoza, for some reason, I look at Alex Smith. And Alex Smith, of course, played at Utah, and was a great player at Utah. And he was the first pick in the draft. And I remember thinking, he's not the first pick in the draft. Like, I don't believe he's the best quarterback in the entire draft. Now I think Alex Smith managed being the first pick in the draft as good as anyone ever has. And he had some success with the 49ers, and for whatever reason, it was not enough. And they brought in Colin Kaepernick, and out goes Alex Smith. Now, Alex was really good in that he restructured his contract so that he could stay around, and it didn't look like he was a 1st round bust. Because that's kind of what it felt like. It's like, yeah, you're just, you're not all that. But and Alex was very intelligent, very capable. His throwing motion initially was a little like stiff. It wasn't super fluid. I don't know. It just wasn't like Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers was in that same draft, and it was either Aaron Rodgers, Alex Smith, but Aaron Rodgers just fell off a cliff in the draft. So it was two very different careers. But you'd say, who are you going to pick now, Alex Smith or Aaron Rodgers? And 100% of people are going to pick Aaron Rodgers, and not that Alex Smith is bad, because he had a very admirable career, long career. He's in Kansas City. It looks like he's found his absolute perfect spot, and then along comes Patrick Mahomes, and had it been anyone else other than Patrick Mahomes, that might have been a really good spot for Alex Smith. Regardless, that he had a really good career, but I wouldn't say it was like legendary. his recovery from his injury is legendary, like phenomenal. Like it's just an incredible story. Why he came back and played, I have no idea, but still he did. But Fernando Mendoza to me kind of feels like that. He feels like this, he probably have a long career. Will it be just with the Raiders? It might not be. And I don't know that that's necessarily bad, but it'll be, a lot of people say, well, it's kind of a little bit, even like Andrew Luck and kind of that same toughness mentality, and it just gets you hurt in the NFL. So very intelligent player, high IQ. The thing he does is he throws the ball very accurately. And there's a lot of things about his game that translates. It just might take some time to make that translation. So I don't know. I'm lukewarm on the idea of him being a long-term guy and being the first pick. Like, should he be the first pick? I don't know. Don't totally feel it. All right, more to come when we come back here on the Down and Dirty. Oh boy, let me look here. Oh, we've got some crazy headlines going on in the world of sports. Yeah, don't want to miss it. That sounds like encouraging, doesn't it? Get your butts back here. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, my name is Mike Lacey. I'm with Beyond the Game, a new podcast to the Rogue Media Network. Just when you thought you'd had a little bit too much about BYU, here we are to provide you even a little bit more. I, as part of the BYU group, am grateful that we're part of the Big 12 and really grateful that we're part of the Rogue Media Network. Thank you.
Circulon C1 Series Clad with Scratch Defense Non-Stick. The luxury and confidence of premium clad stainless steel meets Scratch Defense Extreme Non-Stick that won't scratch, ever. With an ultra-thick aluminum core for high-performance heating. Maximize cooking, minimize cleaning. Discover the unmatched durability and elegance of clad stainless steel. Scratch-free, worry-free, forever.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Are you looking for top-shelf sports talk about the West Virginia Mountaineers, where you can get objective analysis, but with the passion of a fan? Well, look no further than right here at Couz's Corner. I am Justin Couz Walker, the host of Couz's Corner, and you can find my show on demand over at YouTube. Most shows are uploaded by 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also check out my live post-game reaction shows. My special guest interviews, you can find it all on YouTube at Couz's Corner. Go check it out.
Hey, sports fans, welcome back. Down and Dirty. So glad you could join us. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope that you have the luck of the Irish with you and you do all those, superstitions, fun stuff, not so much fun stuff. But just do it, okay? Wear your green. Don't get pinched. Of course, we got some fun segments coming up about kind of the luck of the Irish. Martin actually has a question for me, but he won't tell me what it is. So I kind of have no game plan. Like it's a surprise question. So he wants to see how I'll react on my feet. He's holding out on me. So there's some crazy headlines, I think, happening in the world of sports around the world. Of course, the World Cup is coming to the United States, and the United States is in a conflict with Iran. And I wonder where the name Iran came from. Like, is it? I don't know. I just realized it was a very a very odd sounding name. Iraq. I'm going to look into what is the origin of Iran. Like where did it come from? I don't know. There's like Kuwait and Oman, Jordan, Turkey, a lot of Middle East countries. Doing a little geography there for you. So Iran, the country, conflict with the United States, pretty significant conflict, and of course, Iran, they want to play their World Cup games in Mexico instead of the United States. Now, that means that they might still be playing in the World Cup this year, and so at the present time, hey Martin, can you bring Martin in here? So Iran is negotiating with FIFA to move their games to Mexico. So I guess it would be in Mexico City. I mean, because the World Cup, the games are all over the place, right?
Yes, yeah.
And
So
and I'm trying to, I'm trying to wonder if like. Is it even feasible to do that, or would it make sense to do that? What do you know?
I think it makes sense. I mean, just from we don't want to make this totally political, but I think from a political standpoint, at the very moment, tensions are pretty high. I would say, so I think moving them to Mexico City, I think kind of cooling everything down just a tad bit, I think works a little bit. They'll still get, I mean, if they have to come back and play in America, they will. If they make it that far, who knows? But I think there will be in a sort of places in Mexico. Besides Mexico City, I think Guadalajara will be hosting some games. I think Michoacan will be hosting some games. So there will be some scattered games across the country. But
You mean even now? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just in the United States.
No, it's in Canada, it's in the US, and it's in Mexico.
Well, so what's the big deal?
I mean, right now, again, not to make it
Just
totally
let them go.
political.
No. I understand that, but it's like, yeah, just fine. Go play in Mexico. Go play in Canada for all we care.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope one that the Iraqi soccer team is still intact, and two, let them play. Who knows? Maybe this whole conflict will be over before the World Cup starts. When in June?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, a weird situation for sure, and. If they're playing, because that's what I thought. I thought the World Cup. Look, I'm not the most expert person on the World Cup. I will watch it. I think it's an amazing, but I'm not like down on all the details of it. Like, oh yeah, we got the World Cup coming, all over North America kind of thing. I do remember back, I want to say 94. Was it 94, 95? The World Cup was here before
94. Yeah, 94.
And they had games in the Detroit Silverdome, so they played matches there, and of course all of the matches had to be played on grass, and they brought in a grass field, which was into the dome. So the dome, you had the artificial turf, and they're like, I can only imagine how how insane kicking a ball on artificial, like you'd kick it and it would probably go for a month. Like I don't think you could catch up to a ball kicked on artificial turf, especially then. It was a very, very hard surface. So I would imagine one, and there's also a significant crown. So I imagine having a more flat surface and a slower surface, even though a lot of the grass surfaces are still pretty fast for
I think sorry to cut you off, Scott. I think the main point with this Iran thing is just I think FIFA's got to change the groups. So they're like in like these like 4 little team groups,
right?
So I think they just got to switch their group stage play to get them down to Mexico. I think that's really the only issue. Obviously, staying away from what is going on in the world, but Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's just if they want to play in Mexico, let them play in Mexico. You know.
Yeah, and maybe the group play is like it's important, you know, because the pool play you're like, you know, because I'm sure they have a balance of teams like the rated, you know, the ratings of where they are, and so it's, you know, and I don't know what Iran's soccer team is rated. Like, does Iran ever win the World Cup? I wouldn't think so, but
No, they're not a World Cup championship level team. They play in the Asian Pacific championship, which is where like China, Japan, Australia, India play amongst each other. And so they're one of the better teams in that region.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, but they're not top level to beat like Argentina or Italy.
Well, it certainly adds some intrigue into the World Cup, which is always full of intrigue, and it'll be fascinating to see kind of where this plays out. I hope they can accommodate this, just so you know. It's like whatever, you know. I don't get a sense that the Iranian soccer team would be in any kind of danger, other than just, you know, it's kind of making a statement about we're kind of in a conflict with you, so we, you know, we can't really hang out right now.
This
But
will shock you. They're ranked 20th in the world, which is not terrible.
no.
That's respectable.
I think the Colombia team, they got all assassinated when they lost one time in the World Cup?
No, that wasn't Colombia.
Wasn't it someone?
Something like that. The one I know specifically is it was Italy, and it was when Mussolini was in charge. They won the first World Cup. No, the second World Cup, and then the third hosted cup. Mussolini said, "You better bring a win, or otherwise." And so he brought it back a World Cup winner. Like we love our lives. We love our lives very much.
Isn't sports fascinating? Like, you think about, you know, there's been some semblance of sport for centuries. You know, you think of the Colosseum and the, you know, they had these battles and they had these events and they did all of these things and what they called sport, and it certainly evolved through time to what it is today. But they're billions. I mean, you know, I think there's, I don't know how many, 8 billion people ish in the world today, and and most of them love sports. Like it is so woven into who we are as a world, and people are rabidly passionate about these sports, whatever they are, and it's across the world. Like sports is something that just, it isn't going away anytime soon, and it's just remarkable how regardless of where the country you're from, regardless of your politics, your economics, anything, there's some type of sport pretty much in every corner of the world. You know, probably, I mean, maybe there's some aboriginals in the outback of Australia, or some ancient tribe in the Amazon that, you know, we don't want to be bothered. But most people in the world are just, they're just in love with sports. It's just fascinating to me. Even like, you know, a country like Iran, who's in this conflict right now, they're still like, hey, we got the World Cup coming up, and we still want to be a part of it. All right, the Atlanta Hawks fans, and I have an opinion about this, and I am going to share that opinion with you. So the Atlanta Hawks fans are buying Magic City gear, even after the NBA has kind of put a kibosh on. They were going to have this, I guess this, they're going to promote a strip club. Basically, Magic City is a strip club in Atlanta. It's an iconic place there. I understand, or I don't understand, that it's I want to say that it's somewhat popular with the NBA players. Is that an accurate statement, Martin?
I would say they're probably familiar with the NBA roster of the Atlanta Hawks. Who knows?
Well, the NBA players, they kind of said, my agent, I said, what's the biggest challenge that you have with like players? Like, what's the one thing that that like kind of, and challenges means guys make a lot of money and they lose a lot of money. And he goes, what's the and my agent goes, divorce. Like that just takes, some players, have multiple marriages, but also multiple children, and like in the double digit numbers of children, and not married, but so they're paying, child support. They're like, so the NBA kind of said, look, for whatever reason, and I'm not condoning this. I'm not whatever. I'm just saying the NBA says, look, we'll just go and use, we don't want relationships. We don't want to get, divorced. We don't want to have these issues. So we'll just use prostitutes. We'll just go to strip clubs. And there was this supposed network of players, and they had these places in the NBA. And I can't say that, under those circumstances, that was necessarily the worst thing in the world that happened. So there is this kind of underlying thing with kind of this relationship with these types of places. And I just, all I know is this Magic City, never been there, not my thing, but it was this popular thing. Now, this is a crazy story to me, because like the NBA is, I want to say, I'm glad the NBA just stepped in and did this. I really am. I'm glad they stepped in and did this. I just think that it sends the wrong message to people and all this stuff. So I'm glad they did it. I don't even know where I want to go with this. So I'm going to end it right now. That's all I have to say. Any thoughts, Martin? You step into this one.
I think it's just funny that it's something like this was about to be promoted by the NBA team. It's a little bit of a chuckle, funny story to me. Yeah, I don't know too much about the place. I've never been in any of those places before, so it's just funny. That's all it is. It's weird, it's awkward, but it's a funny story. And for like all their fans to be like, you know what, since the NBA won't let us have our special fun night, we'll just buy their gear and just make a big hobo about it on the internet. It's pretty funny.
Out of Michigan, of course, Kyle Whittingham, longtime Utah football coach, actually been in the building at Utah since 1993, stepped down at the end of the 2025 season and very quickly stepped back up into the head position at the University of Michigan. And of course, he's going on with his spring football right now. Bryce Underwood, the quarterback, of course, he was there before. And Kyle was trying to figure out, is this guy going to be here? And he says he's uber talented. So this is what Kyle Whittingham had to say about Bryce Underwood. He said, Tuesday was a clear goal, turned true sophomore quarterback Bryce Underwood into a completely finished product. He wants to improve the struggling passing game, which I find is so funny because Kyle Whittingham is known for run of the ball. And so he says, it's very obvious that Bryce is a mega talent. He's got so much ability, but he's raw, as you would expect an 18-year-old starting quarterback at a Power 4 school to be. I don't know that I would expect him to be raw if they're in a place like Michigan. He was not a completely finished product, and that's our job now, to turn him into that. Okay, I don't want to I don't know. To me, it would always make me nervous when you go, oh, he's real talented. He's raw. He's just, he's got a lot of ability. In other words, I'm freaking nervous. Like, I'm not sure that I'm convinced of this guy because I'll just tell you, raw and not complete is not Kyle Whittingham. He wants the sure thing. He wants someone who can go in and he's not going to wonder, there isn't a lot of tolerance there. So this will be a very, very, very fascinating part of what Michigan football is this year. Can Kyle Whittingham get Bryce Underwood to a place that he's really comfortable? And I don't know. I don't know. I just knowing Kyle Whittingham as I do, I wouldn't call that a vote of confidence. Okay, so with coaches and especially with Coach Whittingham, he'll tell you the truth, but he'll tell you the truth to a degree. Like he'll tell you the truth to like he won't just give you the. Every once in a while he'll just be really blunt and straightforward, and he'll just like he might. But in this, so he's kind of tempering it a little bit. But the reality, I believe, is, and it's a fascinating position that Kyle Whittingham's in because he's old. He's like, and I know the pressure's always on in a program, but it's like, I don't think Kyle Whittingham gets a ramp like Jim Harbaugh did when he went to Michigan, or anyone, or even Ryan Day at Ohio State. It's like Kyle Whittingham, you got to turn this thing around quickly. And he knows that quarterback position is huge for him to be able to do that. So there is a massive sense of urgency for Michigan to play well early under Kyle Whittingham, because there is no tomorrow per se. With him, there's no, hey, you're going to be here for a while. So that's going to be a fun one to watch. All right. We have no game plan question coming up next on the Down and Dirty. I don't know what that means. I just know that Martin has decided to throw me a curveball of a question, or maybe it's not a curveball. Maybe I'm overreacting to this. So let's stick around to see what this surprise is when the Down and Dirty returns.
All right, I'm good to go then. I'll leave Martin in for the next one then.
Kyle Whittingham, he doesn't. He's not excited about this kid at all. All right, here we go. Hey, sports fans, welcome back Down and Dirty. Scott Mitchell, so glad you could be here. I'm here. You're here. It's St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're all wearing green like you're supposed to. Martin, of course, I didn't give you a chance in that last segment about Bryce Underwood and Kyle Whittingham and his concerns about the young man. And maybe he's not stating as a concern, just saying the dude's raw and we got to get him past being raw. He's got to produce.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you a question because you've been calling Utah football games for the last 8 years, correct? It's been?
Yeah, something like that. Feels like a century, but yeah.
But I've only been around Kyle a few times, and I've heard him speak a few times. I've never heard him speak that way, kind of that severely directly. He doesn't beat around the bush, but he gets to the point. But that was pretty straight to the point about Bryce Underwood. My question to you is, if he's such a surefire type coach, do you think he was forced into this? Like taking the Michigan job, like the AD's like, hey, listen, we're not going to lose Bryce. We'll pay him whatever he is wanting to stay here, but you got to accept the responsibility of trying to at least 1 year with the kid if you want the job.
I think that Bryce Underwood is a pivotal part of Kyle accepting that job. Like I think he did. Of all of the players at Michigan, Bryce was probably the one that he analyzed the most. And I think the question is, and it's probably not him that's doing the analyzing. It's probably Jason Beck. and he goes, "Okay, Jason, you have a chance to get quarterbacks." And I think he even said, "Look, you have Devin Dampier, who's at Utah now. You had him at New Mexico before. Is this a better option, Bryce Underwood, than Devin Dampier? Because I don't think it would have been hard to just say, yeah, Bryce, nice kid and all this stuff, whatever, with the old regime, but in a sense of urgency to win now, well, we're going to bring in the guy who knows the system as well." And I think, and I'm sure they did this evaluation. If they didn't, they're stupid, right? And so I'm sure that Kyle said, "Look, Jason, who's Kyle's offensive coordinator at Michigan now, who do you like better? Who do you think you can?" And so, kind of putting it on Jason, he says, "Look, he'll fit in unbelievably well in our system. It's user friendly. It's not overly complicated. We can certainly maximize the strength of who Bryce is." Because just so you know, and I don't know if he's, I don't know that much about Bryce Underwood. I haven't really watched him that much. But I know the conversation was, and they came to the conclusion is we're much better off with Bryce than we would have bringing a guy like someone familiar with the system like Devin Dampier. So I think that's they picked this horse. They go, this is the one we're gonna ride to the roses and win the Preakness with, or the Kentucky Derby. And it remains to be seen if that's the case. But I'm sure, and so Kyle could be kind of hedging his bets a little bit, and he could be saying, we all need to settle down here a little bit. This kid's got a lot of talent, but he's raw. So we just, but he does say he's just got a ton of ability, and probably more ability than Dampier, because Dampier could not throw the football. So there you have it. All right, you have a question for me. You have not told me what this question is, which I think is rude. And how dare you? I have no chance to prepare for this question. Fire away, Martin. What in the world are you going to ask me?
All right, so here's what I'm going to do to you today.
Oh boy.
I'm going to ask you, what group of sports events, okay, like television wise, all right, could you watch and commit to for a whole entire year? If you watch Group A, you cannot watch Group B. If you watch Group B, you can't watch Group A. Okay. So write these down, or keep updated on somewhere here.
Okay. Hang on. All right. I got a pencil right here. Go for it.
All right. Group A is NFL playoffs.
NFL playoffs. Okay. Done right there. I'm going Group A. No, I'm just kidding.
Daytona 500.
Okay. 500. Okay.
The Open.
Which Open?
The
Open
Golf Open.
Championship.
Yeah, the Open Championship.
Which one? The U.S. Open, British Open?
British Open.
Okay. All right.
And Wimbledon.
By the way, I like the British Open better than the U.S. Open, but go ahead. Okay.
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
And the MLB playoffs.
Major League Baseball playoffs.
Okay.
Playoffs. Okay, so that's Group A. Group B
is March Madness.
Okay.
NBA playoffs.
Okay.
NHL playoffs.
Okay.
The Masters.
Oh, you are killing me.
French Open.
Oh, man. Really?
And the college football playoffs.
Oh, boy. Oh. You are playing dirty pool, dude.
It's a good one.
Dirty pool.
Which group would you choose over the other?
Oh, man. Man. Okay, so the question is, if you have, so you're going to get the NBA, you're going to get the NHL. These are like the secondary sports, right? But it's like you get two of them, two of the top four, but then you get the NFL, and you get Major League Baseball. So of the top four sports in our country, most watched, you got to pick 2 of them. Then you have the Daytona 500. So I can tell you, tennis to me is like,
Yeah.
I would prefer to watch Wimbledon than the French Open. Being on the clay courts just makes me nervous. It just feels dirty to me, and it feels dirty because I'm a sweater, right? So I sweat a lot, and I just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I love the Open Championship. Like I and part of it is I've played a lot of those courses. I went over to the United Kingdom, to Scotland, and played a lot of the Open Championship courses and loved them. But the Masters might be one of my favorite things. March Madness, Masters. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go with A.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with A for this reason. So I get the NFL, which is the thing I want to watch the most anyway. Love the Daytona 500. Been there. I still get my golf, right? I still get it. And with the Open Championship, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the NFL is more important to me than the Masters. So I've got to give up the Masters for the NFL. And tennis is a wash. It's like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Although and college football playoffs to me haven't really been that exciting in years. It's just like, oh yeah, Alabama and Georgia, someone's going to win. It's getting a little bit better, but it's certainly not. It's not going to take away. And March Madness, although I love it, it's fun. It really boils down to the NFL. Like that's the thing that I want to watch above anything else. And so I'm willing to give up these other things for it. So that's my reason. So it's the NFL. What about you? What group are you, dude?
I'm choosing Group B. I love.
Oh, you suck. Why would you pick Group B? What's wrong with you?
I love the NHL playoffs. They're my favorite playoff tournament. Every tournament I've ever watched. I love that one. College football playoffs. I watch that every year. I don't care if the games are blowouts or not. I love that. I am coming around on this 12-team playoff thing. March Madness. I love the first 3 nights of the whole entire tournament. And the Masters, like I can't pass that up. That's one of those events where you enjoy sitting down for 2 days straight watching the television guys just play golf. Like it's one of those events that you have to commit to, and you just I can't give it up.
A tradition like none other.
Exactly, man. It's spring, Easter, and the Masters just all go together. It was made to be the perfect combo.
Mm-hmm. All right. There you have it. I can see that actually with you. So I don't think you suck.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You just picked the wrong thing. That's all. All right, we're gonna take a break. Good question. That's a good question, Martin. That was a good one. I like that one. All right. We're gonna take a break. We come back and we have some crazy statistics from the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and the Boston Celtics. Since it's St. Patrick's Day, we're going to take a look at these 2 storied franchises and talk about some of the crazy. And there's some crazy ones. It's good. You don't want to miss it. When the Down and Dirty returns, Irish and Celtic craziness on St. Patrick's Day.
If you want a Boston sports show that's going to insult you as a fan and only cares about getting back at their old hosts or who Bill Belichick is dating, then keep tuning your radio. But if you want a sports show that's wicked good, wicked smart, wicked passionate, then you need the Wicked Boston Show with me, Cam Stewart. It is the only Boston sports talk show that is by the fans and for the fans. One voice in this city where the only BS is Boston sports. The Wicked Boston Show.
probably get unwanted emails almost every single day.
Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com.
Hey, sports fans, welcome back. It's Down and Dirty. Scott Mitchell, so glad you could be a part of our show today. Of course, it's St. Patrick's Day today, hence the green. I don't normally wear green, but we are today. So glad you could be a part of our show. In fact, it doesn't matter at this point. But you know what? We're going to try this. I actually have I'm reaching into my bag of tricks here, and I'm going to see what happens if I do that. No. Does that show up on our screen? Because we might as well do this stuff if we can, right? We're going to go with that color. Nope. Red. Wait. Oh, it doesn't show up on the thing. Oh, there we go. No. Oh. Nope. Anyways, I'll just leave that there. It'll just throw you off a little bit. We can change the color of our sign. I was going to change it green, just, so kind of do a little down and dirty on you there. All right. We have some fun stuff going on right now with the show because it's St. Patrick's Day. And of course, there are two programs, or sports programs, or franchises, or however we want to talk them, that we would consider, of course, to be Irish and to be lucky. That, of course, is the Boston Celtics and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, which I know Martin is extremely excited about. So let's just talk a little bit about some of the crazy statistics of both of these franchises. So let's see. These are recent ones here. Let me go with some different ones here. I don't want to do those. Never mind. We're not doing those. So we're going to do Notre Dame. Okay. Notre Dame. Well, let's just start with some historical information about St. Patrick's Day and sports in general. There was back in the day, the Cincinnati Reds, 1978, actually wore all green uniforms on St. Patrick's Day. And this, the Philadelphia Phillies actually did this and debuted a green trim uniform in 1899. So, and other teams have done the same thing as well. The Toronto Maple Leafs wore throwback jerseys, Toronto St. Patrick's. That was their name from 1919 to 1927. So just some interesting things about that that you might find fascinating. Of course, there are also several Patricks who we know very well. There's Patrick Mahomes, or Pat Mahomes. There's Patrick Waugh, and there's Podrick Harrington, actually, are some of these. Okay, so here is some interesting stuff about Notre Dame. Notre Dame has won 11 consensus national championships, but there are different polling systems, and of course, Notre Dame will lay claim to 22 or 23 titles. Notre Dame has one of the highest winning percentages in college football. They have 983 wins. It's incredible. Now, the most Notre Dame has the most Heisman Trophy winners, and they're tied with 7. And of course, Angelo Bertelli, Johnny Lujak, Leon Hart, Johnny Latner, Paul Horning, John Hurt, and Tim Brown. And Tim Brown was the most recent, and that's in 1987. I think that's kind of strange that it's been this long. Now, another interesting pick of Heisman, of course, is Paul Horning, and the reason for that is unusual. Is the Irish were 2-8, so only time that a Heisman Trophy winner has been from a losing team. Consensus All-Americans has the most from Notre Dame, 113. Unanimous honors, so All-Americans, 30. They have 39 in school history. And of course, we know about the 4 horsemen. Do you know who, Martin, do you know who the 4 horsemen are? Can you bring Martin in?
By name, no, but I think
what
I don't know specifically who the 4 horsemen were.
I don't know who they are, but I just, because I know you're a huge Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, well, I'm not the historian of Notre Dame history as well as I should. However, I know of them. I know they won a national championship with New Rockne. I just don't know their names.
Got it. Well, let me tell you who they are. They're Harry Studreher, Don Miller, Jim Crowley, and Elmer Layden. Just if you want to know. Newt Rockne still holds the highest winning percentage of any coach in major college football history at 88%. Amazing. And of course, the house that Rockne built is a very very iconic place. Touchdown Jesus, all that stuff. Like Notre Dame Stadium is very historic. And of course, they put gold in the helmets. They literally do. Yeah. In a 70-7 victory against Syracuse in November, the first 21 points were not from the offense. They were special teams touchdowns or the defense.
Yeah.
And here's an interesting.
Go ahead.
Alfred Bergman, he had 105-yard non-touchdown run in 1911.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to know how that happened?
How did that happen?
The field was 110 yards. So he ran 105, got caught at the 5.
Oh,
and therefore, yes. In 1931, Marchie Schwartz set a school record by punting 15 times.
15 times? Good Lord.
The most NFL drafted players of any program in history is from Notre Dame, and they have 538 total NFL draft picks. They have 69 first-round draft picks and 1 overall number 1 selection. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy to me that they wouldn't, that they don't have more number 1 picks, like overall number picks, with that many players drafted, and of course 69 in the first round. That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Their longest home streak is 40 games. Wait a sec. Oh no, this is a lie. They're changing things. 87 years the program has had at least 1 player selected in the NFL draft. So they've never gone a year without not having a player selected in the draft.
Wow.
87 years. Oh gosh. That's pretty cool. All right. What else do we have? Tell me something. Oh no. This is one. 142 0-0, Army beat the College of Medicine and Surgery. Yeah. The Irish scored 27 touchdowns in the game.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyways. All right, there you have it. Notre Dame. Why don't I have any Boston Celtic crazy stats? I do. I know I do. Here's an interesting team. Well, this is kind of a recent statistic here with the Celtics. Who do you think holds the most record or the most points scored in a game 7 for the Celtics in their history? Like which player do you think that is?
Wow. All right, I got it down to 3.
So the most points in a game 7,
right?
In Celtics history.
Larry Bird. I'll go Larry Bird.
I know that's what you think. It's Jason Tatum, 51 points. Larry Bird, however, holds the franchise record for 60 points in a game.
Now I feel foolish about not knowing that.
In 1959.
Okay.
The Celtics scored 173 points against the Los Angeles Lakers, which is still today the highest scoring non-overtime game in league history.
Non-overtime? Whoa. What were they putting up? 90 points per quarter? Good Lord. No, that would be over. Oh, damn.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, that is pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah. Bob Cousy had 28 assists in one season, or not a season, but in one game.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. All right.
Seriously.
In fact, the Celtics also have the most NBA titles of anyone ever.
Of course.
Yeah. And they set an all-time NBA single-season record in 2024 with 1,457 made three-pointers. So there you have it.
Were you?
All right. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, were you shooting threes in high school? Were you a three-point
They
sniper?
didn't have a three-point line when I was in high school.
Really?
I think they just introduced it in college. Okay. Yeah, there was no three-point line when I was in high school.
Could you have shot threes?
No. I can shoot the three.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about all I can do these days. Shoot the three. All right, folks, that's all we have for today. There's your kind of fun trivia about our lucky sports franchises, Boston Celtics and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Hope you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for tuning in. And I hope you have just a great day in general. Thank you, Martin. Thanks, Zach. This has been the Down and Dirty, Scott Mitchell. Until then, we'll see you then.